Ever have that feeling, where you just know the right business decision, even if it seems a little risky? You've just got this gut feeling.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because it's not just some random hunch. There's actually like a science to it.
Is there really?
Yeah. This global cognition article, it was talking about how experts, no matter what they're into, develop this like sixth sense for decisions.
Okay.
Because they've seen so much, so many different situations and outcomes. Their brains are basically wired to spot patterns, even when something's totally new to them. Like their intuition becomes this superpower fueled by all that experience.
So we're talking like real decision making, not just like what to have for lunch. Although I could use some help with that sometime.
Right. But no, this is about those moments where you're like, okay, the data says this, but something tells me.
Go this other way.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm hooked. So let's break down how this actually works, because the Interact blog article, it really focused on like knowing your customer inside and out.
Yeah.
How does that tie into intuitive decision making?
Well, think of it this way. When you've got that deep knowledge from real conversations, paying attention to your customers, you start to anticipate their needs.
Even before they do sometimes.
Totally. Yeah. You're not just seeing the what, but the why behind their actions. And that why is pure gold. That's what guides your decisions, makes them so much stronger.
It's like you're tapping into something deeper than just data points.
Yeah.
It's almost like storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Understanding their motivations, their journey.
That's a great way to put it. And the Interact blog had this perfect example, this company analyzing how they were getting new customers. The data showed this one method, it was small, but bringing in these really high-value customers.
Okay, yeah.
Now, logic might say, focus on the bigger channels, right? More bang for your buck. But their intuition, mixed with this deep understanding of their ideal customer, said, no, double down on the smaller one.
Really? So they went against what the numbers seemed to be saying.
They did. And guess what? Exponential growth. It's like their intuition unlocked this hidden potential.
That's incredible. It's like they found this secret weapon by trusting their gut.
Exactly.
So we've got data and we've got intuition working together. But let's break down intuitive decision-making a bit further. Because the Interact blog talked about two main types, right? I feel like there's a difference between those split-second decisions and the big strategic ones.
You're spot on. And they both tap into this intuition power, but in different ways.
Okay, so let's talk about those quick decisions first.
Yeah.
The ones we're making all day long. How does intuition help us deal with that constant barrage of choices?
It's like our brain is a giant filing cabinet, right? And every experience, it goes into a folder. So global cognition, they called it this recognition primed model.
Recognition primed.
Yeah, like when an expert sees a new situation, their brain's already scanning all those files, looking for a match, and boom, the right decision just kind of pops up.
So instead of overthinking every little thing, intuition lets us move faster, be more decisive.
Exactly. And the Interact blog, they were really big on how important those customer conversations are. Not just surveys and data, but those casual chats, like at an event or something.
Oh, you mean like actually talking to people? Radical idea.
I know, right? But seriously, they had this story, this company, they stumbled on this game-changing idea just from talking to a customer over coffee.
No way.
Yeah. They weren't even looking for feedback or anything, just chatting. And the customer mentioned something, totally offhand, sparked a whole new way of seeing their needs, transformed their entire approach.
This is like, you got to create space for those aha moments. Just let them bottle up naturally.
Totally, because you never know where that golden insight's going to come from.
Okay, but let's talk about those bigger decisions, the ones that can keep you up at night, the strategic ones. How does intuition work there?
Global cognition called it, like mentally simulating outcomes.
So like a video game in your head.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You're using those past experiences, those files we talked about, to play out different scenarios. So instead of just reacting to the present, you're anticipating what might happen.
It's like you're looking around corners, spotting potential problems before they even happen.
Exactly. And remember that example from the Interact blog, the company with the customer acquisition data.
Yeah, they went with a small but mighty channel.
Right. They used data to see the pattern, but it was intuition, that gut feeling based on really knowing their customer that said, this is it, this is how we grow.
Intuition. It's like the secret sauce. Data's important, but it's that instinct that really takes things to the next level.
100%.
Okay, so this has been eye-opening.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, can you actually train your intuition? Or are you just stuck with whatever instincts you've got? So you're saying we can actually, like, work out our intuition, get better at it over time.
It's totally possible. And the Interact blog made this great point about like stepping outside your comfort zone.
Ooh, okay. Tell me more about that.
So they were saying when you surround yourself with different perspectives, right, and you're actively looking for new information, it kind of shakes up those assumptions you might have.
You're not just stuck in the same old rut.
Exactly. And that helps you spot those hidden patterns that like fuel your intuition. It's like instead of just having a hammer, you're adding all these new tools to your toolkit.
I like that. And global cognition, they had this whole thing about deliberate practice.
Oh, yeah. They were all about using those case studies, thought experiments, stuff like that.
So you're not just passively taking in information, you're actively testing your intuition, seeing how it holds up.
Think of it like a gym, but for your gut. You're giving it a workout with all these hypothetical scenarios.
I need to get my intuition to the gym stat. But seriously, this has been so insightful. Thank you so much for, breaking all this down.
My pleasure. It's fascinating stuff.
It really is. And for our listeners who are now, totally fired up about intuitive decision-making, any final words of wisdom?
Don't ditch the data. Don't abandon logic. It's all part of the process. Data gives you that solid ground. Experience builds on top of that. And then intuition, that's what helps you connect the dots, make those big moves.
It's like they all work together. Like a superhero team.
Exactly.
Love it. Well, on that note, I think we've successfully navigated another deep dive.
Until next time.
Yeah.